Hey guys, Brad Morehart from Morehart Fitness. Thanks for tuning in today. Today I want to do a little bit of lesson about the hinge. The hinge is another one of those major complex movements, so we're working out more than just one muscle. Today I'm going to break it down kind of like I do with my clients, kind of do a little bit of assessment of their hinge. Things I've learned along the many years is women are really good at hinging, men are terrible. So a lot of the times I'm teaching the men. Women pick it up really quick if they don't know how. Men sometimes can take up to 2 or 3 months, but eventually we get it. So yeah, the very first thing of a hinge is seeing if that you can actually just send those hips back, okay? So we're not squatting, which is more knees over the toes, pushing these knees out, open up the hips and sinking into a hole. We're actually, our knees are kind of straight up and down with our shins, so we're pushing those hips back. As you can see, my knees, they get that stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. If I was to push those knees forward, this would be more of a squat where it's going to be more quad and glute. So the hinge is pushing those hips back and then extending through the glutes. Another way of thinking about it is like if you have your hands full from the grocery store in your car and you have the door open and you need to shut it, kind of push your butt back, slam that door. That's kind of the whole essential thing of the hinge. So that turns into your RDL, your deadlift, your hip thrust, your glute bridges, so many other exercises. Those are just kind of the 4 top ones. So that being said, kind of see if you can hinge. Cool. You can't. Probably a guy. Girls get it right away, like I said earlier. The next thing I'm going to do is try to explain it to them using a dowel. So I'm just going to grab my dowel here in the corner. Okay, so this is just going to try to get everybody to be all lined up together. So what we want to do is put it around your back, the little nodule in the back of your head. It's going to touch there, it's going to run down your back and then kind of above the butt crack. I like to go, you can go shoulder width apart. You can go further if you want. This is one of those things just like the squat where it's a comfort thing. I probably go a little bit wider than the shoulder width and turn my toes out just a little bit. It just opens up my hips so I can push them back a little further. Okay, so what we're essentially trying to do is we push those hips back. Our chest comes down with our hips. They're all in line. Everything stays nice and tight together. And we come up driving through. Okay, a lot of people, especially men, they'll start rolling this neck forward, or the big one, they'll get a little bit and then they'll compensate and kind of do a squat and a roll. So we don't need to do that, but this gives feedback. So you're gonna know, right? So as far as your hips go back, your chest comes down with it. It's all one piece. So if you get to this position, this is as far as I can go. I don't need to now drop down here to get any lower, because that's just putting a lot of pressure in the lower back, which could possibly lead to an injury. And nobody wants that. We all just want to be fit and healthy and happy and injury-free, especially as we get older. But that is a big thing that you will see. People get a nice hinge and then they'll collapse forward. I'll use an example with some dumbbells here. So they want to get further. They get to here, which is a great RDL for me, and then they'll compensate right here, and I can already feel right across here, just with the 5s. So this is 10 pounds. So imagine you're heavier, and you go and you down like that. What could possibly happen? So that's what I like to teach. The RDLs first. Everybody, like I said, different hip mobility. Women can actually, lots of them, pretty much can like hinge and their hands are like touching the ground and they have great form. I don't have that much hip mobility, but you got to do with what you got. Play with the cards that you're dealt with. You can always improve hip mobility in certain things through stretches, and maybe I'll do some videos and all those over time. But at the end of the day, it's trial and error and figuring out your anatomy based on your mechanics, putting those together, making sure you're tracking so you actually kind of know what's going on, and creating your own blueprint and adapting to your body and your lifestyle and your mind than someone else's. I can tell you one thing, it could completely be different for you. These are just guidelines, just trying to give you little pieces based on my experience. Everybody has different ways. You try out what's best for you, okay? So let's say we did the dowel, you look great, you got them all connected. Cool? Next thing I like to do is get them to go against a wall and take a little baby step and just push the hips back, touch their butt to the wall. Okay, you could do that, cool. Little baby step forward, same thing. Okay, go a little bit step forward. Okay, I can't touch the wall here, so if I have to, I either have to fall back and I lose my balance, or I have to round and push my hips back further. So that's not good. Take a little baby step back, push those hips back. Okay, so this here is probably my range of motion. So my wrists are just below my knees, which is probably perfect. It's exactly how I deadlift anyway. It's another little lesson for everybody to try, just even if they're just even using their hands. Hands down your leg, and you just push those hips back. You can do this with a dumbbell if you want to increase some weight. That's how I like to start with the clients, is have them holding a dumbbell and extending the hips as they get stronger. Get up to the 30-pounder, and then we'll go into, got a 50-pound trap bar. I like to use the trap bar over conventional or sumo for the beginners, and I will teach them the rest later. But essentially, that is kind of the hinge game, and the steps that I would take for teaching a client, and then we would just build strength and mobility over time. And then as you get to those heavier levels, the same thing as those squats is the breathing and bracing, where you're breathing into the belly, pushing out the fingers, engaging the core. Now we're heart strong everywhere as we do our lift. Probably do more videos as we get heavier and heavier for breathing techniques, tempo, all that kind of things. But for the essential setting up your hinge, I hope this helps. And we'll do another video sometime soon. I hope you're enjoying them.